What's going on, everyone? Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever it is in the world. I know I said them in a weird order, but hey, wherever it is in the world, uh, apply the appropriate greeting for you. Welcome to another episode of Rising Lights. This is episode 23. I've only just put the bloody info in the title, and I've already forgotten. Yeah, 23. So we were supposed to have joining us ICrisCross and Miss KK. Miss KK hasn't gotten back to me in like the last 20 minutes when I put in that we were like ready to start. Are you hopping in sort of thing? ICrisCross did, and then hopped in the waiting room and we dragged him in. So Kit, as usual, is joining me as my co-host, and then we've got Mr. ICrisCross, or Chris Crossington, as most of Just Wipe It calls him. So you two
Hey,
want to
folks.
say hello?
Hello.
Hey guys, how's it going?
There you go. So as usual, we came into a song by Part of the Plan. As you're seeing on screen right now, we came into Shelter, and the band Part of the Plan. Again, we always come into one of their songs. Awesome group of people that we had the pleasure of having the lead singer Cody, or Wraithbound CA, on the podcast. I'm putting in my Twitch chat right now, !Cody and !POTP, which gives you a little bit of information, a couple of links, and a clip there that we got from the podcast with Wraith that basically said, they're happy to have people use their music on streams, on YouTube videos and stuff like that, because they look forward to seeing what people come up with, like using their music to make content. So I've still got Miss KK's tab open just in case she does end up joining us. We can go back to her, but since she's not here, we will get right into the introductions. ICrisCross, if you want to give a little bit of an introduction into who you are, what you do on Twitch, what games you stream, if it's just Destiny or what, and then a little bit of an intro to you and how you got started streaming and gaming, whatever.
Yeah, cool, man. First off, just want to say thank you guys for this amazing platform to be able to come and just chat a little bit, man, and be able to converse and just have an open dialogue, man. It is nothing like it, and I really appreciate you and Kit for having me on today. And man, it's a huge honor, man. I really appreciate that, and being in the clan with you guys and hanging out and playing Destiny a lot, man. It's been a lot of fun. So I really appreciate you guys so much. But I'm ICrisCross. My first name is Adam. It's in my bio on my Twitch chat there.
Yeah.
But my first name's Adam. My middle name is Chris. That's where the name came from. And I am a student pastor at my local church here in Alabama. I've been pastoring since I was 15 years old, and I'm 32 now. Just celebrated 32 years, which my wife loves to rub that in my face a lot, all the time. So, but yeah, man, I've been playing games for a very, very long time. I'm super passionate about video games, and grew up with Bungie playing Halo. Played in numerous, probably more than I can count, Halo tournaments in high school and college.
Wow.
Won a good bit of cash doing that. It's kind of how I paid my way through college to some degree, just playing in Bungie's different tournaments and stuff they did for Halo. So, working 9 to 5, different things like that. But if you kind of get through all that fluff, man, I'm passionate about people, man. I love people so much, and getting to know them, and being in community with people is really what I live and breathe, and bringing positivity, encouragement to people. The way I see it, man, the world beats up on a lot of people all the time, so I want to do my due diligence and kind of lifting their spirits, bringing some encouragement, good vibes to them, because video games serve as an escape, right? So,
Yeah, exactly.
hate for people to come in to my stream and, you know, really be discouraged rather than encouraged. So that was really one of the big reasons I wanted to start streaming. Started streaming back in a couple years ago toward the end of 2019. And it was really just to connect with a lot of my students that were playing, you know, Destiny, Fortnite, Call of Duty, stuff like that. So I've really just started to get connected with them, and you know, for
Mm.
them to come in and man, it really started taking off. Yeah, I almost got to the point middle of last year where I was getting ready to do it full time. And my dad and started having some real bad health issues. My grandfather had just passed away, so I took about a 6 month hiatus from streaming. It was
Yeah,
tough because
I think
we had
Otis said to me
yeah
you was like pretty close to partner as well.
yeah man I had submitted my partner application and everything. Didn't get it the first time, but usually most people don't.
Yeah.
You know, they wanted to watch my channel a little bit more, different things like that, which I totally understand. But literally, probably a month after we submitted the application, is when I had to take a leave of absence. Really focus on my family. You know, because man, and it was tough, man. It's probably one of the hardest things I had to do because of all the momentum we had built up until that point. Um, you know, but I was starting to get like where I was streaming almost every day, and it was tiring, you know, and then not being able to see my family that much, and you know, so really just wanted to take a break, man. You know, spend time with my dad because I wasn't sure where his health was going to go from there, and then also on top of just losing my grandfather, who I was really close to, you know, just kind of everything just collapsed all at
Yeah.
once on me. There, really don't know how to handle it. I don't think I handled it really well. I kind of just left and didn't tell anybody. Um, so I know if I could do anything different, that would be one thing I would do different. But I just didn't really know how to process stuff at that time, and you know, but I'm better for it, man. I learned a lesson there and came back a couple months ago and started the stream back up. And thank Otis and Dunes and other folks in the clan for kind of rooting me on to get back going because I was just kind of at the point I didn't know if I was going to come back or not. But since I've been back, man, it's been huge and been great, man. So I
Yeah.
not really
I
too
know when
focused
I
on
first
trying to
like
get part.
when I first hopped into your stream, like when Otis first introduced me to you, before I like joined Just Wipe It, that the whole thing about like positivity and like uplifting people, I got that from you like straight away.
Mm,
Um, like you said, it's life beats down on people a lot, and sometimes like games and that are an escape, and it's honestly some of the things that like people have gone through, like I know at least for like my personal experiences and stuff. Um, if it weren't for me playing like games, I wouldn't get through. I wouldn't have got through half the shit I've got through. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
That
yeah,
escape, that ability to go and play a game, switch off, forget about what I'm worrying about for 3, 4, 5 hours, whatever it may be. Hey, there's Otis with his hype emotes and your GG emotes. um,
yeah, yeah,
like if I didn't have that like outlet, I probably wouldn't be here today. And I probably wouldn't have met my fiance because it would have like shit would have hit the fan a whole lot, sooner
yeah,
than when I met my fiance. Therefore, meaning my kids wouldn't be here either. So you know what I
yeah,
mean?
right.
Like everything, I'm a firm believer in like everything happens for a reason, and the
Yeah.
fact that we all got it like my previous clan favored broke down. I'm in Just Wipe It, and I've not even gonna lie, like I'm actually better for it. I've met
Mm.
um obviously I met you just before I joined Just Wipe It. And I met Toes and a couple of other people that like I was playing games with Otis and Dunes, and you guys were obviously playing as well. But it's like I've got to know you a whole lot better, and like we all like one of the things we always say, like at least when I go into like Otis's chat or into Dunes' chat, and I think I've said it once or twice in your chat, is like, just wipe it, fam. Let's go. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah, yeah,
we're
yeah,
more like brothers and sisters than
yeah.
just friends who stream sort of thing. So, like, I honestly
Yeah, I
think
would agree. Yeah, yeah.
shit like that's happened for a
I,
reason.
I yeah, man, and I agree, dude. And it's life is all about who you surround yourself with, man. And
Exactly.
you know, if you surround yourself with positive people that will do anything for you, yeah, man. I've never met any of these guys in person, but I don't have to in order to feel loved and accepted by, especially just wipe it and those guys in that clan, dude. They have done wonders for just me and my sanity, just
Mm,
being able to speak to them about anything going on in life, and we're actually there outside of destiny, because destiny is going to come and go, man. I mean,
yeah,
the
for
game
real.
started 2014. They're getting ready to wrap it up here in the next couple years, and we've had an amazing time, but I think the bond we've all built outside of this game will last even after destiny's come and gone. So
Yeah, exactly.
and that's what I love so much about our clan. And I'm not going to say I made a mistake. It was just a learning experience. When I got fairly popular on the streaming platform, I had a lot of people coming in my chat, and I kind of left the clan to join a PvP sweat clan. And those guys were great, man. But the expectations were completely different. And for me, I like to be good at PvP, but like I with low expectations, you know what I mean? Like I just want
Mm.
to go have fun. We'd slay out. If we don't, dude, it's not a big freaking deal. You know what I mean? Like just have fun, do some of the stuff on here, and just build relationship. And I think a lot of that had to do with me leaving too for a little while. Just the pressure of having to do carries. If you didn't get to the lighthouse, man, they look down on you for that. And it's one of those crazy things, man.
It's like you were
And then
saying. It's like you were saying with the
yeah,
hiatus you took. It was a lesson learned, and like I said, things happen for a reason. Is the way I look at it. Like,
yeah, yeah.
obviously, you said you're a junior pastor
Mhm.
um at your local church, and obviously in your bio you got, you
Yeah.
say you're passionate about Jesus and family and all that. Me myself, I'm not religious. I respect everybody that is.
Mhm.
Don't get me wrong, but
Yeah.
I still have certain things like uh like I said, things. I believe everything happens for a reason. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, whether you want to
Yeah.
call that a divine intervention of Jesus, God, whatever, that's putting you on the path, and maybe testing you in certain regards, whatever, that's completely up to you. Me myself, I don't believe that. I just believe that everything happens, like I said, happens for a reason. So
Yeah.
um where was I going with this? Basically, like, so even though people can have different opinions as well, like, we don't get into it. Do you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
and don't get me wrong, I'm christened,
Mhm.
baptized. Yeah, I was baptized when I was a
Yeah.
baby. I went to a Church of England school. I did Sunday school when I was like teenager and stuff like that. Like, I've given religion its fair chance, but
Yeah.
I one of them, I decided myself, it's not me. But
Yeah.
yeah, like I
Yeah.
said, maybe that's where my whole thought process of everything happens for a reason comes from. Is there is that slight thing of, oh well, maybe this could be a thing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Yeah, sure,
um,
sure. Yeah. And I'm not the kind of guy, because like, obviously if people find out, I'm a minister, pastor,
yeah,
clergy, whatever you want to call it, um, when they find out, their butt cheeks
yeah,
enormously tighten at that time. You know what I mean? And it's like, no, no, don't do that. I'm not the kind of guy that's like going to shove this down your throat. Um, I have beliefs that I stay very firm in, but at the same time, I I accept the humanity of everybody. Like we're
yeah,
all
exactly.
on a journey. We're all going through things, and even me personally, like, dude, I'll be the first to freaking tell you I'm not perfect by any means. Just ask my wife. She's got a whole laundry list of stuff, that I could work on. Um, but for me, man, like we're not perfect by any means, but dude, I'm going to love the crap out of you as much as I possibly can, accept you. I
Exactly.
I want to
Yeah.
hear your I want to hear your story. I want to hear where you come from, why you think the way you do, different things like that. And here's the problem I have with today's church. Today's church is so busy about making a brash statement rather than having an intentional conversation.
Yeah.
And I'm all about having the intentional conversation. I want to learn about people. I want to hear their thoughts, what they like, what they dislike, because when you don't take the time to do that, one, you're showing that person that they're not worth your time because you don't care about learning about who they are. And then secondly, you're basically telling the world and everybody else that, oh, well, my perspective reigns true and yours doesn't. So you suck, get out of
Yeah.
my life. Everything I say is true to your faults. And that's not true, man. I'm open to learning better, to, treating people better and all these different things, man. And so I think that's where one part where the church misses it in today's culture. And so my goal, man, is just being real and raw, man, being somebody that is available to learn and just have conversations with. And that's kind of my goal with this whole streaming thing, man. It's never been about popularity. It's just been about availability, man. Like if you need a friend to come talk to, bro, just come hang out and chat, man. I'll be more than happy to talk to you, hang out with you, encourage you the best I can. Same
Yeah.
thing with our Discord. We've got all these different things, man. So that's kind of crisscross in a nutshell, if I had to put it that way.
Yeah, one of the things like one of the first streams I caught of yours when we were in, like, once I was in Just Wipe It, was um you asked like for a bunch of clips to be submitted like by the client guys, and then obviously once you had the few that we all submitted, you obviously took more from like your community and stuff.
Hmm.
So like, and I came in and you was like with some like had other people's clips up, and I was like, oh, did like, because obviously I'd submitted some, but I like the miss. I oh, did I miss mine? Did I miss mine? And you instantly like you pulled them back up. It's like, yo, this one was cool. Like, dude, I want to see this like again. Like, I was, and it was
Yeah.
just like so because I was like posting them and thinking like nobody cares, it's not that flashy and all this, that, and the other, and then like you just going, yo, this is sick, do it again, keep going, you know what I
Bro,
mean?
and
So it's
my
like,
computer was struggling the whole freaking time
yeah.
trying to show those clips. Oh my God, that was terrible. I've moved on. I've upgraded from that from that moment, but man, that my computer was struggling
But
during
my
that
my
stream,
point
man. I
is
remember that.
to your point is you're trying to like uplift people and
Yeah.
um and show them support and stuff. So you know,
Yeah.
I like personally appreciate it, and now I'm sure everybody else who's clip who you know gave some constructive feedback and turned around and went, yo, this is sick, and uh
Yeah.
showed them off, sort of thing, give them that little bit of a kind of like like with this podcast, we like give people a bit of a platform to talk.
Yeah. Yeah.
You kind of gave people a bit of a platform to like, because think about it, maybe the people who were on in your stream that night hadn't seen me, and then you show
Hmm.
off a couple of my clips, turn around and go, oh yeah, this is the newest member of Just Wipe It.
Yeah.
um you want to check them out, like like your streams over here. Maybe they came over and followed me, I don't know, like I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't remember how long ago it was, to be honest, to go and look. But
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
but the point I'm trying to make is like you gave people who like had submitted the clip a little bit of a look. This is a cool moment that I captured, and you shared that with them, and you gave them some, you know, some hype, even if they felt like nobody was gonna get hyped over it. Do you know what I mean? So,
Yeah. Yeah. For sure, man. And that's really, you know, kind of my goal, man, is just promote anybody and everybody. I'll give you a prime example. When I was on console, I basically there was this guy I ran trials carries with all the time named Sora, and he's still streaming and all that, but like he was just up and coming. he needed like he popped in my stream one day and was really wanting to get connected with a community. And at that time, we were popping off, man, doing really well. And he came in, dude, and we just started running carries. And I was like, man, this kid's really good. Like he plays well. He is coachable, and he plays as a team. Most PvP players, they try to be the hero, man, but this kid was playing as a team. He was really helping. And so one day, man, we raided his channel. I think he ended up getting like 30 something followers that night. Got a couple of different subs from our clan and all that kind of stuff as well. And then he helped, take some of our clan mates flawless and built
Yeah, dude.
relationships with those guys. And,
Otis has just said
you
in
know,
chat like flawless with him and a few times, and Dunes back on console.
yeah, yeah. So, he got super involved in the community when we were on console. I was really sad about moving to PC, really just for that reason, no other
Crossplay
reason but
next season,
that.
dude.
But
The
yeah,
crossplay next
crossplay next
season. Let's
season. Yeah,
fucking go.
yeah. But man, dude, helping other people say, man, you know, have my community as well. All right, we're in this to support each other. Like,
Yeah.
we're going to do our best to follow and sub and do whatever we can to show support. Share your stuff, share your clips, show your clips, give you shout outs in chat. Because if it wasn't for Otis and Five and Jimmy and Dunes and those guys, man, I would be cleanless. Like I would have nobody to run raids with, people like that. So I'm forever indebted to those guys, man. And you guys too, giving me a platform, to come on and just chat a little bit, run my gums a little bit. Man, I'm forever grateful for that. So
Oh,
I really
you can ask
appreciate it.
Kit. You can ask Kit. I need someone to be my competition. I can run my gums quite a
Yeah.
fair bit.
Yeah. Yes, you can. I'm just going to steer you slightly in towards the topics.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've gone from a bit of a. I don't know. I'm going to do this. We've
Well,
gone from a nice chat with each other. Let's talk about what's going on in chat.
Okay.
Emotes, they're changing.
Chats in future.
Yeah.
So yeah, basically,
I'm
they're doing
pretty pumped
animated
about
emotes.
this.
Yeah. I'm. You know what? I was in mine and Kit's friend Fiend. I was in his chat yesterday, maybe earlier today. And he was saying like he's interested in, or it might have been earlier this week, but he's like interested to see whether affiliates will get these or whether it will just be something that's like an added perk for partners. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, we still can get them because you can upload animated emotes to.
Yeah, you can use them
TTV
things.
anyway,
So
but...
in the read more link, it does say they expect to make available to partners in a few weeks and affiliates by the end of the year.
Oh, so it will be by the end. So yeah, essentially they're letting partners test it out. Is the way I'll look at that.
Yeah.
And then they'll more, because you got to think about it. There might be like 10,000 partners, but there's gonna be like in excess of 100,000 affiliates. Do you know what I mean? Let's face it. Whilst we all have the journey, we all have the grind and to make it, to be in an affiliate, and then we have all have our friends support us with bits and subs and whatnot.
Yeah,
There is a
wish
whole
they
lot.
would.
There is a whole lot more affiliates because of how easy, kind of, because obviously there are certain speed bumps sometimes. It is to get to in comparison to partner. Like, to go from an average of 3 viewers to get your affiliate to an average of 75 for partner. I think I've said this in the past. Then I think there needs to either be an increase in the average for affiliate, or like to maybe 10, or a middle ground that's between affiliate and partner. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think, and I've thought really hard about this because especially when we were getting ready to launch into the partner process. Like one of my biggest things was, I wanted different tiers to, like, how, for an example, when you get to affiliate, it gives you like all these different goals and stuff that, in your little creator dashboard back in on Twitch. and it gives you like these different goals. Hey, you hit, 2,000 followers, or you hit this and that. But as you hit these different tiers, it unlocks another aspect, like a different emote slot. Because right now you're only limited to 5 emotes that you can unlock. And then three of those, or I'm sorry, 2 or 3 of those emotes have to be upper tier subs. They either have to be, the 1090 or the 999 one, or the
You get
24.99 one.
if you get
But
up
I
to
think,
50 if you get up to 50 subs, you get all 5, and then
yeah,
obviously you've got your tier 2 and your tier 3 emotes as well. But I think if I remember
yeah, and
correctly,
so
there is another, like, the bits one is like you have to have somebody who is on like 25k bits to unlock another bit emote. Do you know what I mean? Which
yeah, and but just having like something for affiliates to work toward outside of partners. So like, have these little different tiers that they can hit. So like, I remember the first time, dude, just like it was yesterday, I hit 200 subs on Twitch, but I didn't get anything out of it except for the 200 subs. We still weren't at partner yet,
yeah,
but I hit this landmark in my streaming career, but I didn't have anything out of it once the subs went away. Does that make sense? So like,
yeah,
man, if I hit that amount of subs, dude, that'll be freaking dope to unlock a new level of emotes that I can add more emotes to, better my community,
yeah.
different things like that.
Kind of like most partners, by the time they actually get accepted for partner, they they go from having 5 emote slots on their usual tier 1 to having like 25,
Mhm.
because they've
And
had that many
yeah.
subs that they've unlocked them, and it
Mhm.
stacks. So when you get to partner and they go, all right, you've had like 30 300 subs, all right, you get 30 email slots. Like, how about, like you said, if you hit the 200 subs, don't unlock all those ones that you would unlock if you would hit partner, but maybe give me one extra,
Mhm.
like for
Yeah.
each
Right,
100
right.
subs, because then
Yeah,
when you
you
actually
don't have to
hit
give them the
partner,
whole buffet. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
when you actually hit partner and you get the 5 or 6 extra slot, it's not going to be a big, oh shit, I've got to find, X amount of money to pay for X amount of emotes, or rotate old emotes that were, you know, forgotten about for now, when I got
Yeah.
the new shiny ones in to cover
Mhm.
the space, sort of thing. Because I don't know about
Yeah.
you guys, but like I personally, like, I haven't got no bits emotes on my channel. But I
Yeah.
look at that portion of the, creator dashboard, and I'm like, shit, I really should put something in there for those that hit those milestones to claim those slots. The emote, if it was there, I really should get something made to go in there. You know what I mean? So if
Yeah.
there was a case
Yeah, right,
where
right.
I was to hit my 50 emotes, let's say tomorrow, not tomorrow because I'm not live tomorrow since I changed my schedule, but let's say Saturday, right? I go live, someone comes in and drops 50 subs like that. That's me hitting um the top mark, the 50 sub points to get all 5 of my emote slots. Yeah. I
Yeah.
then will be like, oh shit, I've got to, you know, find the money to get 2 more emotes, no, 3 more emotes made, like, because I've only got 2. And it's like, shit. Like, I'm gonna be kind of worrying. Do you know what I mean? But if at the same time, if I had those pre-made, I just put them in. The same way when you
Yeah.
get to partner, like people get to partner,
Mhm.
they've got to go and hit up um their emote artist and go, look, like, I just hit partner. I'm gonna need like 20 more fucking emotes. Can you get them done
Yeah.
as soon as? Do you know what I mean? It's
Yeah. Yeah, I think just like you were saying,
there needs to be a
finding
better
some kind of
system.
middle ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, finding some kind of middle ground between affiliate and partner, because what you're having right now is people feeling like the grind is not adding up to anything
Mhm.
if they can't get to partner. And most people, man, they will never see partner. I mean,
Yeah.
let's just be honest. And so, what would be amazing is that you have some type of rewards built in there, to where, okay, so like for an example, a good friend of ours, a mutual friend of most of the clanmates, is Silver Spear.
Yeah.
She got raided by Glad one night. 2,000 people came in her chat. But once all that went away, okay, all she got all the subs, the new followers, all that. She had nothing else to show for it. There was nothing else unlocked. There was no kind of little tier that she could take advantage of. And so now she's just back to the original grind. And so my thought is, have some type of, again, you don't have to unlock the whole entire buffet plate, but give something
Like a
to the
taster,
people that are
like a
actually,
like a
yeah,
taster of
a
partner.
taste of something, so any little bit of growth that you have, you're able to celebrate it with something of that nature. So like, and I mean, her getting rated by Glad is a huge freaking achievement. But then once it's come and gone, I mean, you have nothing left. You know what I mean? And then the month passes, all those subs go away because they're just there to show that one-time support for the most part, which is beautiful and awesome. But then the content creator that happens to
Yeah,
has
you get
nothing
one or two. You do get
kind of
one or
build
two
off
that
of.
you do get one or two that might turn around and go, "Oh, this person's cool. I'll vibe with them."
Yeah, and
I
stick
think
around. Yeah,
if I remember right, that's how Otis met Anubis. Um,
yeah,
is
yep,
Glad raided Anubis, and then Otis and Anubis just vibed with each other, and now like Otis is a mod in Anubis's chat. They fucking give
yeah,
each other shit. They're like the best of fucking friends. You know what I mean? Like, so you will get the odd
yeah,
one or two people that do like stick around and go, "This person's cool. I'm stay. I'm gonna hang out."
yeah, and that's
Because in a
the
huge
beautiful
chat
part of
like
it.
Glad's, you are gonna get lost in a sea. Do you know what I mean? But
Yeah, yeah,
so it is nice to find other people when they do raid smaller like creators. It's kind of nice to find people like that like
yeah,
but
yeah,
as Otis said in chat, like proportionately compared to like the 2,000 people that like raided Silver Spear in the example you gave, maybe 20 people stayed around. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah, right. And
it's
like,
proportionally nothing, as Otis said.
or even let's bring it on a smaller scale. If I'm streaming and I have Lee raid me with his viewers, then I have Otis raid me with his viewers, and then I have you raid me with your viewers, and then we have like a stackable raid going on,
Hmm.
all in one stream. But then all these guys come in, they meet me. Some of them may sub, some of them may follow, some of them may stick around. To me, that's a huge achievement because that doesn't happen all the time. So, like, when it does happen, I think if you hit a certain mark, I think there should be some type of reward there, whether it's a new emote, badge unlocked, you're able to, you know, open up something else on Twitch that'll help your community vibe a little bit better, some kind of new stuff that you can add,
Yeah.
different things like that. That's all I'm saying. So, just
Um,
to make it interesting.
Even if it's just something as simple as a few extra VIP slots or something, because as your
Yeah.
communities
Yeah.
grow
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you've got more people that you'll want to recognize as VIPs.
Yeah, like the VIPs right now, how that system works of having like a certain amount of people chatting at the same time is fucking stupid. I'm sorry.
Mm.
I stand by the firm belief that lurkers are the lifeblood of fucking Twitch. And if I have 50 people in my chat and 40 of them are lurking and 10 people are talking and the VIP slot thing says, "Oh, you need to have 15 people talk." That's fucking stupid. Like
Mm-hmm.
maybe I want to, like Kit said, recognize people who have been here from day one. Like
Yeah. I
they
think
really
that
do.
whole chat thing is
They really
to
need to
do something
fucking
with maybe
sort them out and update
bots
them.
or something like
What did
that,
what Otis has chimed in, said achievements on the creator dashboard should definitely provide a more upgradable. Yeah, exactly. Basically what you said,
Yeah,
Chris.
I
They
agree.
need to be
Yeah.
more upgradable.
Yeah. Because
One thing
once you hit those achievements, then what? You know what I
one
mean? So
one thing we
that's
didn't
all I'm
cover
saying.
in your little intro as well, and you just reminded me saying like if you get those subs and it's great, like come like if all these people rated you, is I'm gonna go back here real quick to your about section.
Mm-hmm.
because you do something that I've not seen many people do, which is 10% of is it 10%? Yeah, it's 10%. It says here anyway. 10% of all
Yeah.
your proceeds from stream, like subs, bits, everything, go to just to St. Jude, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you want to say, like, just quickly cover like why you decided to do that? Was it just out of the
Yeah,
goodness of your
man.
heart, or
Yeah, Saint Jude is a really special organization to me. My cousin, she was about the same age as I was, or I am, and we were. I think I was about 12 or 13, and she ended up getting brain cancer.
oh
And she got shipped off to St. Jude. And I remember in the last few months of her life, she would always tell me how amazing they are treating her. And when we would go, and her and I were fairly close to each other. We kind of had this little cousin clan, if you will, if you want to call it that. We hung out all the time, did different things like that. But, um, she would always tell me how amazing she felt hanging out up there, how awesome the nurses were. So when I went up there to visit, I saw it firsthand for myself, just how much they care for the kids, different things like that. So I pretty much vowed if there was anything that I could do to at least tag on a little bit to help that organization, man, I'm going to do my best to make that happen. So as of today, we've raised, as the Cross Fam community, we've raised right at about north of about $3,000 between from when I started streaming all the way to today. Um, and I'm really proud of that number
yeah,
because we've done it together. We've banded together to do it. So yeah, anytime that I get a Twitch check from subs, on a monthly basis, I take 10% of that check and I go ahead and donate it straight there. And then we'll often sprinkle, like I've got one going on right now, a charity streams sprinkled in there, where we'll just raise money that goes straight to them. I don't take any of the proceeds from that.
yeah,
I have a link right there in chat on a little command. You hit that command, it takes you straight to their website to donate. So that's kind of the whole idea. And then actually, right now, I've got a mutual friend of mine. His nephew is in St. Jude right now. So,
uh-huh.
um, so I've kind of got some added motivation
I've heard,
there
yeah,
from that end.
I actually first heard of like St. Jude and stuff when Guardian Con like started out, because obviously it's US based, right? Where me and Kit are
Yeah.
UK. Like we'd never, like I personally at least, I don't know about Kit, but I never really heard of it until
Hmm.
um Guardian Con kicked up, and then obviously it's now GCX. Um, but like as soon as I heard what they do and the fact that they take care of sick children and stuff like that, it's like, that is fucking brilliant. And then
Yeah.
obviously, like I said, when I met you first time, like I instantly sort of vibed with you and stuff like that. And then the first time I heard you mention about 10% of the proceeds going to St. Jude, I was like, oh my god, basically a fucking angel. But
Yeah.
yeah, like I was like, this guy's fucking cool. But
Well,
yeah,
thank you,
I
man.
just
I
wanted to
appreciate
cover
that.
that so that people fucking knew that you do that. And it was nice that you like shared that stuff. I didn't know that about like your cousin either. Like,
Hmm. Yeah.
thank you for sharing
That's
that.
kind of where the whole idea came from, and I want to do my part. It'd be streaming. It'd be one thing to stream for myself, making upgrades and all this kind of stuff, and
Yeah,
nothing wrong with that. Whatever floats your boat. But for me, I wanted to, you know, add a little bit extra sauce there, and that's a way that I can do that way. So.
yeah. Well, we've covered one bit of extra sauce that's coming in chat's future, which was
Hmm.
obviously the animated
There-
emotes.
One more thing regarding emotes that
Go on.
is just before we switch to this. Follower emotes is
Right.
also mentioned in that article. It's
Oh,
not
right.
mentioned at all in the little video thing. That's only in beta, or will only be in beta for now. It'll be in beta program to select partners and affiliates. So it's like that thing that you keep getting that I've never seen and Fiend hardly gets.
Yeah.
The stream boosting.
Yeah.
Just sort of like they'll have some people with it and some people won't have it. But what it is it's sort of like up to five emote slots that will only work in your channel for people who follow you.
That's cool.
Yeah, I love that idea. I think that's a step in the right direction for sure.
I'd see to be fair for me, I would probably just put my actual emotes in there and just say, look, whilst you're in my channel, you can fucking use them. Do you know what I mean? If you want to unlock them for 24 hours to use anywhere, channel points option. There you go. If you want to unlock them for a month, sub, boom, there you go.
Yeah.
But for right now, in my chat, you get to use them. That's the way I would like put that myself.
Yeah.
Rather than getting extra
I think you're going to
you know
start seeing some content creators, their creativity start to come to life a little
Mm.
bit with emotes. Even if you buy emotes off Fiverr or some kind of third-party resource
where
like
I
that.
got both of mine was Fiverr.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is where I got mine too. So
one thing I do like about the concept of having a follower emote is that a lot of the time, like I look at that some of the emotes that I have drawn for mine, right? They're like, okay, well, which ones could I like feasibly have as like you could use anywhere, you know? Whereas if you got those 5 slots that are just only in your channel, you could use them for like in jokes and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's
You
right.
know, you don't need to worry about, okay, well, would this make sense on like, I don't know, your channel, ICrisCross, or like Inno's channel, or here on Trev's channel, from one of my emotes, like, if it was like something that was very clearly like.
That is one thing that I sort of. It's one thing I kind of sort of struggled with regards to my emotes was the love beam. You can tell from like if you look at both of the two of my emotes, and if you want to put them in chat for me, Kit. If you look at the two emotes, the love beam, you can tell more thought went into it. In a sense of, it is I'm blasting whoever I'm like pointing it at with love. So often you'll see me in somebody's chat and say, "Oh yeah," and get love beamed, and instead of saying love beamed, it will just say and get, and then that emote, and then like Otis, Dune, Solidusly, like they all instantly know what I mean. It's like, here I'm showing you all the fucking love I can, like just blasting it at you.
Yeah.
I prefer to use it like this. I just need to find where the modifier thing is. Give me a moment to get this set up.
Go on, you do that. But then with regards to the charge emote, that was originally just a raid emote in that, oh look, we're charging into your fucking channel, here we come. But at the same time, I started to think about it. It's like we can actually use it technically as a hype emote as well, because you're like, woohoo, like sort of pumping your fist, but you've got a fucking fiery sword in your hand, like.
Yeah.
But they also relate to when I put them in place, they relate to what was a common thing on my channel. Which is I am a warlock main in Destiny. When I played Destiny a lot, I was a Dawnblade main, top 3 Dawnblade, so the charge emote made sense. And then as time went on and I unlocked my second slot, I was becoming a Chaos Reach main. So it's like, oh, okay. But now I'm trying to think of like cool ways I can come up with other like emotes, like GG or whatever, with other subclasses within the Warlocks. Like maybe I have a Nova Bomb that says GG on it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like you said, so the creative juices are already there trying to think, but at the same time, it's like I'm playing less Destiny and sort of 50-50 in my time between Destiny and Apex. So it's like, do I continue with the Destiny theme I've currently got going, or do I maybe, pick up an Apex character and kind of try and turn one of them into an emote? But
Well, I'll tell you like somebody told me when, because before I started streaming, I did about, I would say about 7 months of research before. It's just kind of how my brain works. Like if I get involved in something, I'm going to go all the way in. You know, there's no like tiptoeing through it. I'm
Yeah.
diving head first into it. And so before I started getting into streaming, one of the guys that I was talking to about it, he was fairly successful on Twitch, still is, but he told me, he was like, um, nobody will be able to sell you better than you. So like all of my emotes, all the stuff that I do from TikToks to advertisement is all surrounded by me. And I'm not saying that from a standpoint of self-righteous or anything like that, but to the point of you want people to watch your content for you because you're worth it and you're that valuable.
Yeah.
And so if so, because here's the reality, like I was saying earlier, Destiny is going to come and go, Apex
Exactly.
is going to come and go, but you're going to be the same you for the rest of your life. And so people want to come into your stream because they fall in love with you and they enjoy your content. And so I've always been against people kind of stylistically doing their stuff to surround themselves by a game standpoint. Do it with you in mind. So, like my emotes, for an example, I gave this guy a photo of myself, and he did all the emotes like it's me doing it. But you know, kind of selling yourself, believing in yourself, and doing it that way, I feel like has had more traction for me than if it was all centered around, you know, say Destiny or Call of Duty, something like that.
Yeah.
Because the reality is, man, you're one in a billion, you know, but the Call of Duty emotes, the Destiny emotes, everybody's got that stuff. But nobody's got a intrepidous emote that looks just like him. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah. Well, for right now,
Yeah.
I can't use my fucking camera. I tried when I got my desk set up, and I need to basically upgrade my PC. It can't handle having the stream going and my
The
camera,
extra
which is
speed.
fucking annoying. Um, as we found out on episode 19, and then earlier today before we started this episode, Kit was trying to help me sort something out because I've been having tech issues out of the wazoo the past like 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
I literally like, if I could and had the opportunity to, hey, there's Dunes with a grunt birthday pie. YouTube, you won't hear that, but you know the grunt birthday party, yay! That's in Halo. There you go. But yeah, basically, if I had the money, I'd go out and get not like the top dollar fucking PC. Not just go, oh well,
Yeah.
this is the best I can fucking buy. Like, I would say,
Yeah. I
okay, this
got you.
is what I need minimum, and that's what I'd buy. Because then I'd like spend whatever cash I had left. Like, let's say I had
Yeah.
a million
Yeah.
pound. I'd spend the rest on
Well,
my kids
like I
and
said,
shit.
I
So.
just handed this guy a photo of myself, like one that I took, you know, a few months prior to sending the order in.
Hmm.
And he basically took it, did all the animating, drew it up, and then I just basically told him what I was looking for, and then he was able to give me some really great stuff that I really enjoy now, and it's all through my Discord, my channel. Everybody uses it now, so you know, uh, just something to chew on, something to think about,
Yeah.
because you're you're
Well, this is the
you're
other
going
thing.
to
The other
yeah.
thing with this podcast, like Rising Lights. So part of the reason we called it this was we are like not only me and Kit, but all the guests that we have on, and then anybody
Mhm.
that might listen to it. Hopefully, there'll be a few people in there that want to get into streaming and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? So, we
Yeah,
are all rising lights within the Twitch community. We're all gonna get
that's right.
wherever we need to get, sort of thing.
Yeah,
So
that's right, man. You're right.
things like that you just came up with, it's like you pointed out. The guy said no one will sell you better than you, and given the pointer of basically send an artist your picture, get them to draw it up, and so on and so forth. Like that's the sort of thing that people are gonna need to know. Do you know what I mean? So like
Yeah,
now
that's right.
now
Yeah.
for me at least, I'm gonna keep with my emotes, and then maybe in my next emote I don't do
Mm-hmm.
the Destiny theme or the Apex theme. Maybe I do take a picture and send it. Do you know what I mean? But one thing I'll always
Yeah.
say with regards to anyone who does watch my YouTube videos or follows me on Twitter or follows me on Twitch, like anybody wants to see my face, just because I have technical limitations on my stream doesn't mean I've got technical limitations on like YouTube and shit. I have done
Yeah.
like vlogs with regards to talking about history in my old Call of Duty clan that I like owned and ran. Like I did
That's
one
right.
about like the history of my name, I believe. The history of that clan. I had one of those. I had my son on my shoulders, and he was talking to me like as I was talking to the the community in the video. So if anybody wants to see what Intrepidus One looks like, go through the YouTube channel, and trust me, you'll find them.
Yeah. Shameless plug there, bro. Shameless plug. Go follow Trep on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel. Comment. Leave a like. Share it.
Whichever emote you do decide to go with in the future, Trev, I would like you to leave in the channel point redemption that you have for modifying them, because I quite like being able
God.
to flip this one horizontally and doing
maybe.
this with it.
Oh god, here we go.
Ah, look at that.
Hey,
That's cool.
Thanks for the bits, Kate.
Yeah, that's really
You've
cool.
got two love beams clashing. You've got to use the show love bits thing.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
brilliant.
You know.
That's awesome, man.
Okay,
Right.
so
Next
something
topic,
that's not
because
so
being on
happy.
screen long enough.
Yeah. There's a bit of server outage with regards to Twitch, Pinterest,
Yeah.
Reddit.
So a lot of sites that use CDNs, and that is pretty much every site that has more than a couple hundred users should be using a CDN, really. The only downside is if you just use one group for them, as soon as something like this happens where they have a glitch that takes down like most of their network, they also cut out most of the points where your users pull your site's assets from.
Sounds like a huge issue.
So if like someone like Fastly or Cloudflare, or if they have a widespread outage, loads of sites are just gone for like however long it takes to get the service back up. This one was actually pretty.
Someone even commented, "Crazy to think one outage to one place would affect so many people. I don't understand why they can't
Because it
diversify
was
servers."
It's because one of their customers made a configuration change, and it was a perfectly reasonable change to make. But because that change has to propagate to all of their nodes, because they all need to know about the change to this person's configuration, how it then shut all of those down. So it wasn't actually all in one place, it was all in one company. But they had a load of servers crash all over the world.
Wow.
They managed to fix it. They managed to identify the issue within a minute of it happening. It took like 10 minutes to like find the root cause, and then another 40 to fix it.
So it was done in under an hour, basically. Fair enough. Well, if you've
crazy.
had,
When did that
issues,
happen?
That's yesterday morning for us. Or it might have been
Yeah.
the day before. You even not sure, depending on what
It
times
says-
lined up and everything.
it says 3:50 a.m. PT on the 8th.
Mm.
Okay.
So 2 days ago.
There we go.
But yeah, so yeah, if you had issues, PT, that would have been like 10 in the morning for us. More than likely.
Yeah.
So no, 3:50 would have been like 1 in the afternoon. No, 11:50 in the morning. and then 4:02 would have been 12 midday because we are 8 hours ahead of Pacific. But yeah, so if you had issues, you now know basically the root cause of those issues was
Yep.
sourcing essentially. Am I right, Kit?
Yep. Yeah. So these things basically just make it faster to load a file because you're pulling it from somewhere physically closer to you.
Okay. All right. And then on a little bit more happier news with regards to Twitch, Twitch is turning 10 years old.
They are well,
and the creator
Twitch.
and the creator economy is in its debt.
Yeah, because if you think about it now, this is just like generally summarizing the article. Because but if you think about it now, all of the ways that like people monetize content creation,
most of it started from Twitch, in some capacity.
Yeah.
Twitch or YouTube, but YouTube went more so and I think they're going back to like the big like MGN type companies, right? You have to partner with a company, what they fucking called, like a network essentially on YouTube. As I seen something about I think Pornstar put it up on Twitter, said something about he left his network and can't monetize videos, like can't monetize his video that he did for the reaction to Battlefield 2042, which is another thing as well. Like quickly, whilst we're still like on Twitch stuff, right now, starting earlier today, wasn't it? I believe.
Yeah.
You had like Summer Game Fest, and then over the course of this weekend, we've got more for like E3.
More of it. So Summer Game Fest like kicked off today. The Battlefield thing was last night. The trailer. There will be gameplay of that during one of the Summer Game Fest things. That's going to be in with the Xbox Bethesda one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be probably
that comes
because
out, I think on the 22nd, somewhere around in there.
Got a partnership with them.
Yeah, EA Play's got a partnership with them. Like if you get Game Pass Ultimate now, you get EA Play for free. So, which is kind of fucking kind of bloody insane when you think about it. Like as someone who came from Xbox and like I'm like, if I had that when I was paying every month for my Ultimate, holy shit, that would have been a game changer. The amount of extra games, like Ultimate itself, Game Pass in general itself is already one of the best deals in gaming. Like in general, I don't care anybody's opinion on Game Pass as a concept, Xbox as a console, or Microsoft as a company. Game Pass is the best, if not one of the best. Like it's one of the best, if not the best, is the way I meant to say that. Deals in gaming right now, like, and maybe in the history of fucking gaming in general. You pay a monthly, like, essentially subscription to access well over 100 games. Like, there's at least like 140, 150 games on there, and they're just adding more and more to it. And then you go in and say, oh well, all the new games, Gears 4, Gears 5, both soon as they came out, day they came out, instantly added to it. Halo Infinite, when it comes out, instantly added to it. When Destiny announced that they were going to be partnering with Game Pass, the September after when they announced it, you had Shadowkeep and Forsaken instantly available. Then November, the day that Beyond Light came out, it was available. You didn't get none of the extra stuff from, collector's editions or anything. Like, you didn't get No Time to Explain, for instance, when Beyond Light came out. But you got the DLC. You got the ability to do the Deep Stone Crypt raid. You got the ability to run the story. Like, I guarantee they probably have the same deal going for Witch Queen as well when it comes out. Like, and I'm not being funny, like, they've now, as you said, Kit, Microsoft acquiring Bethesda all of the like Bethesda games are going to be going on there. In fact, I think most of them have already gone on there. Like Doom's on there. Like it's actually mind blowing how much is available on Game Pass. And then you add in that a third party company like EA that isn't owned by Microsoft turns around and goes, "Oh yeah, well, you buy their subscription service, you get ours. There you go." And then they've got like Titanfall, Titanfall 2, Battlefield, like 3, 4, and 1, 5, I think is on EA. Like they're all on EA. Pretty much an EA game that hasn't come out in like the last year, maybe 2, and even then, some of them in the last 2 years, maybe in the last year as well, are on there. It's actually nuts to think how many games are available in that deal. Do you know what I mean? So
I've forgotten what I was going to say now. God damn it. I need to stop doing this.
but even then, subscription things like that wouldn't be possible without like the TV film ones like Netflix. The kit is flowing, yeah.
Yeah.
The old ones where you could, you know, the kind of like the transition from sort of blockbuster type stores to online retailers where you just go, "Oh, here's a film I want to rent, send it me," and they'd send it you. Do you know what I mean? That then evolved into Netflix. That sort of subscription based thing all stems from like Twitch and YouTube essentially being online content. Yeah, and then as Otis said, WoW as a game was the first subscription based game. So, you know, essentially you want to go all the way back to the beginning. That proved that people wanting to do a certain activity would pay for it on a monthly basis. So all Xbox had to do was look at that and go, you know, people pay I don't know, $10 a month arguments. I don't know the prices for WoW. But that's all Xbox had to do was people pay that to access one game. Let's see if we can get them to pay like $15 to access 100. Like they're gonna bite at it. Do you know what I mean? They're gonna take that with both hands. It still is, but you can buy your subscription by playing. I didn't know that. That's kind of cool. A lot of season passes now though also work like that. Like you buy the season pass for Call of Duty, for Apex, I think Fortnite as well. I don't know because I don't play it. But you buy the season pass, and on the season pass in the you know the premium side, as Otis just put in chat, you earn enough of the premium currency to buy the next one. So long as you don't buy cosmetics with the premium currency, you know, Call of Duty points, Apex coins, like you can buy next season's season pass as long as you're playing enough of the game to max out your season. And even then, sometimes you don't even have to max out the season pass. Look at Apex. Apex has 110 levels on its season pass. After level 100, it doesn't give you any Apex coins. And in fact, it doesn't give you anything until you get to 110. And then you are maxed. And 110 gives you a reskin, recolor, if you want to call it that, of the skin that you unlock for any gun. So like last season, it was a longbow skin, which is one of the snipers. At 100, you unlocked one skin, and then the next, like at the 110, you unlocked the same skin but like a different color, and it is more animated and stuff like that. Like it's an upgrade basically. You don't have to get to 110. Do you know what I mean? So, like, bringing it back to like full circle sort of thing. All Microsoft had to do was go, look, people are willing to pay, they'll pay. Twitch basically did the same thing. It's like creators wanted to be able to monetize their content. give them, subs and stuff. People who want to support them can support them. And I'm telling you now, I know ICrisCross, Otis in chat, and Kit, who's obviously ICrisCross and Kit being in the call with me on Discord now. You'll both, I know you all echo, any creator, big or small, will appreciate any amount of support. Like the 100 bits Kit just gave me by like using the emote flip example thing. He didn't have to do that. I appreciate it. Do you know what I mean? Like every bit of support that we get as creators, we enjoy it. So like, even you just following, that's you showing support. Lurking, that's showing support. We appreciate it. We love it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So
that's right.
Do you want to add anything on, Kit, before we move on to Destiny topics?
Oh, let's. We're in the second half of the allotted time. Let's move on to the second set of topics.
Okie dokie. Right. So, firstly, I've got the loadout system thing that you found. Paul Tassi. We love using Paul as a reference, as people who frequent the podcast will know. Do you want to go into cover this, Kit, or do you want me to flabber my gums, if you will?
No, I'll try and cover as much of this as I can figure out. So, it's been a long time coming, the transmog system. We've been saying for a while that they need to do something to change up how set appearance works.
Yeah.
And they did it.
What's Paul Tassi on this?
As you can see from the title of this article, it needs a loadout system.
Yeah.
You can argue that it does, and you could say, okay, maybe it doesn't, because a lot of the stuff that you would do with a loadout, you can just do anyway. It's fairly quick.
Yeah.
Unless you're on console, it's a bit slower there.
Well, here's the other thing: there are third-party title things like Dim that do give it. But I do see where he's coming from. It's like you look at the appearance customization screen that he's got as a source here in the article, and it does lend itself to potentially being a loadout screen. You click on this top bit here and you go, oh, okay, I want to wear this. So even if it's just a loadout in a sense of the ornaments. So you're wearing a certain exotic and you think that it goes well with a certain set of ornaments. You don't have to go into each one of these and individually change your helmet, your boots, your gauntlets, your mark in the Titan example given to that. Yeah. You know what I mean?
And they could even do that, just saved appearances, because that's not the way they were going with this article. They would look like like weapons, class, all that stuff.
You could do just
they could do that, yeah.
And if they move in that general direction, you think about it. We've got transmog, then they move to appearances, saved appearances. The next logical step in that is saved loadouts. So then just include weapons and shit into the armor section. You know what I mean? So, with regards to this,
all there is for this article, other than like some examples, they've got down here, things like raid, DPS and wealth support, gambit, player invasion, quick play and trials. You've got like war mine cells, elemental wells, nightfall farm and loadouts. You've got your champion loadouts as well.
It also could maybe.
Yeah, I mean that could definitely help. With you not having to change your mods on your armor all the time.
My
that gets
PC's
pretty
gonna crash.
annoying. I'm not a big fan of having to do that. Especially if I am in a nightfall or something like that, and I have a build that I've already worked out, but then I have to go immediately into PvP after that. And then remembering what mods to do what when. For me personally, that's pretty hard. For other people, it may come fairly easy. So I could see where that could definitely be a easier system as well too. But on the flip side of that, I think there's a lot more bigger fish to fry in the game itself than
true.
currently myself.
hasn't been on the agenda quite as much as the appearance changes have, and they have got other things that they need to fix or change or get done, content-wise, before looking at something like this. But it's like, given how much we've gone on about as a community, not just like us in particular, I've gone on about needing a transmog system, and they've gone, okay, we'll do one. What else? And this moves us into the next topic.
Yeah,
Trevor,
my fucking my PC's
what else?
My Google Chrome has crashed. It's not responding right now. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I'm trying to get it to
Gotta love
respond.
Chrome, man.
I don't use Chrome. I'm on Firefox. I've got nothing against Chrome. I just prefer this one.
I prefer Chrome, but it's like I said, technical issues. My PC's been fucking crapping out past 3 weeks. Actually annoying. You know what? I'm just gonna close it. I probably just need to update something to do with Chrome, and then we'll see if.
You may have seen this even without the articles and the Reddit posts and everything. You might have seen in various tweets. I've seen a couple of tweets about this as well. But there was a Reddit post that went viral talking about underused exotics and small changes that you could make to them to make them sort of more feasible.
Oh, I think my actual PC is gonna crash now. I'm trying to Alt Tab, and it's
No.
Yep. I got the fucking thing that we were talking about at the beginning of the stream, Kit. Before the beginning of the stream. Watchdog violation. I have no idea how to fucking fix this bollocks. Here, I was gonna bring it up on the fucking screen, but it's just reset my PC.
All right. We'll just go through and pull some things out the article then. By the way, so
I'll pull the article up as soon as my PC's reset.
Yeah.
It's coming up.
So let's see. We got a lot of comments from other people, saying, "Oh, I agree with this," or "No, I'd change it this way" and stuff. And the OP managed actually saw the feedback message responded to by one of the community managers, DMG.
Yeah.
And they said, "Would love to hear more. Which exotics would you want to see prioritized in the future? How do they currently feel underwhelming?"
So they are maybe potentially looking at.
That's a good question. One that comes off the top of my head would be Outbreak Perfected. Just the literal hell that you had to go through to get that gun unlocked for it to be absolutely dog trash now. I think there's a lot more they could, do to implement that gun into the fold a little bit. Because if you look at the base perks of that weapon, it's got some really great stuff. You've got the little bites that come off of it, is what I call it basically. But after you kill someone, it basically has these things that surround it, kind of like what Graviton Lance has. Graviton, I think, is fairly prominent, especially on Void Nightfalls. Man, that's all I freaking use. Because it's a monster. But Outbreak Perfected, with it being a kinetic slot weapon, it doesn't really have, to me, it doesn't really have a purpose at the moment. And I just would hate, because of the grinding you had to go through to get that weapon unlocked. I remember the last mission, because of all the pain it caused me of trying to unlock that weapon. That would definitely be one I would love to see come back in the fold at some point. Because it to me, I think it's a really great weapon.
I mean,
for sure.
people did use Outbreak on day one, Crown of Sorrow, but it has been nerfed since then, I believe. Anyway, and it's like, for me, with regards to Outbreak, the only thing that needs to change for me, in my opinion, is there shouldn't be like a timer on the nanites, and it's like in a boss, like it goes back to why would you use something like Outbreak or No Time to Explain or name another exotic primary, fucking Ace of Spades, when you can use something like Eyes of Tomorrow, Warcliff Coil, Wither Horde, just to name another kinetic slot weapon. Yes, it uses special ammo, but it's a kinetic slot weapon.
Thank you. I was going to say, because at that point you'd only really mentioned heavies. I was going to say, please mention something that heavy.
But my point being, though, everybody uses exotics that aren't primary weapons. Why? Because primary weapons do not leave their lane. The only time you'll see a primary used is, like you said, Graviton Lance, maybe in a Void Nightfall. If Unstoppable or Anti-Barrier, since we have champions now, is on a Pulse Rifle, you may see it used because there's Void Shields and it's used for a mod. Like, now that we can put the mod, obviously that only recently happened with Season of the Hunt, but it was tested originally in Season of Arrivals, I believe. Anyway, the point being, they don't do enough damage to warrant someone going, oh, I'm going to use a primary or kinetic. Like, I'm going to say primary because they use primary ammo, right? Over something that deals a shit ton more damage, like with a Horde or Anarchy or oh, I'm trying to think. What's the fucking sniper? Borealis. You know? Like, why would you use Ace of Spades over Borealis? For one, Borealis is, like, got the same thing as Hardlight. You can switch the fucking elements. For two, it's a sniper. It's going to do more damage than the Ace of Spades. You know what I mean? You'll see it in PvP. You'll see Ace of Spades and exotic primaries used more. But why is that? That's because you haven't always got heavy ammo. You haven't always got special ammo. Obviously, there are things you can do to combat special ammo with regards to, like, scavengers and stuff. But the point still stands. You will see it in PvP because they are more prevalent. They're more used. PvE, you're barely going to see them because they're not dealing enough damage.
You know, another one that I was pretty disappointed in as well, and I still have not gotten this weapon, to be honest, is the 1,000 Voices. You know, I don't ever see anybody using that. Like, you know, for an example, I think that would have been an amazing thing to use in Vault of Glass, but I just don't think it does the damage that you need it to use, especially on the part where the confluxes show up when you're getting ready to battle the not the gatekeeper, but the one before that.
Templar.
It's like your second boss encounter. Yeah, the Templar. But that part where you've got all the ads coming out of the caves and all that, dude, you sling 1,000 voices down through there, bro, that would have destroyed them. But you know, you can't use it. Why? Because anarchy is king. And so, and then you add on the freaking perk of breach and clear that is even going to heighten the grenade launchers. You know, it's just these weapons that you grind so hard for, or like 1,000 voices that you still have not received. For me personally, haven't received, but I've ran the freaking Last Wish 1,000 times, still haven't gotten it. But for it to be useless, now I'm just running it just to say I got it now at this point.
See, I
you know,
do
that,
have
that would be.
I do have 1K myself, and it is a lot of fun, but a lot of fun of a weapon to use, right? Like firing, painting a picture all over a boss or all over the floor, like it's kind of funny. But the thing I was gonna say with regards to Outbreak is the only way I think they should change it is have like varying levels of nanites. So you maybe you do level 1, level 2, level 3. You do like slowly do increased crit damage, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then level 4 and 5, it maybe turns. So the level 4 will turn their entire body into a crit. You know, kind of like what we have with Divinity, for instance. And
Yeah.
five would basically do what 2 and 3 do. 1, 2, and 3 do, which was just increase that. And there, I think you can then turn around and go, okay, well, level 3 will do what crit damage it does now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so 5 would literally be maybe 10% extra damage on top of what you get now. So you, rather than seeing 2800, you might see 3000. Do you know what I mean? On
Yeah.
a crit.
Yeah.
Like,
And doing that,
Yeah.
I'm just thinking, doing that would bring back one of the old strategies from using the weapon, and that is to have like 3, 4, however many people you've got on your team,
yeah.
pepper the boss with it, because you'll get to that higher stage quicker.
Yeah.
Because you
Yeah.
will add nanites to the
That's
to the
what I'm
enemy.
saying, and you can weaken certain aspects of it. So, like I said, current crit damage be level 3 on the nanites, right? So level 2 and level 1, your nanites would make the weapon feel weaker than it does now. But because you've got that perk of ramping up the damage, you can make the weapon feel worse. Do you know what I mean? Because then once you ramp up the damage,
Yeah.
it feels better. So you're not introducing a power creep of, oh, well, this thing's just going to fucking destroy.
Yeah.
But you're also not, like you said, Chris, introducing a weapon where you grind and grind and grind for it, and then it's not as good as you may be expected.
Yeah.
I think as well, with regards to the example you gave of 1K, you could put Merciless's perk where it charges faster if you don't kill something with it. I think you can do that on 1K.
Yeah.
And come up with a lore reason. 1K voices is supposed to be, Riven of 1,000 voices weapon. Like, it's basically an Ahamkara. You can come up with a lore reason to why it charges faster if you don't kill something with it. Something to do with a fucking wish dragon? Really?
Yeah.
But
And one other one too, that I think it's kind of making a comeback. It's kind of showing its head a little bit more in Gambit, but is Eyes of Tomorrow.
yeah.
I remember solely the pain that Dunes had to endure for
And me.
months because he couldn't
And
get
me.
that rocket launcher.
I got
And you, yeah,
mine.
absolutely.
I got mine
Yeah.
like last weekend. Me and
Yeah,
Cardboard
yeah,
Arman got
so
ours last weekend.
yeah, yeah. But, are you whipping that thing out in VOG or anywhere else?
No.
Probably not.
I
But
mean,
I
I
am
whipped it out
loving
in
seeing it
I whipped it out in
in
fucking
Gambit.
strikes earlier, and overrides earlier, just to fucking use it, because it is a
You know,
lot of fun
I've
to
been
use.
seeing
But
people. It is, and it's got great perks on it. But with it, the rate of fire that it has isn't that great. So you could get beamed fairly quickly. But I've been seeing guys run it in Gambit, which I think is a great place to run it, especially if you go and you go to the other side on the enemy side and you start beaming people with that thing. It's got a lot of potential to do some damage. Same thing that the Truth did, just more shots. So,
Yeah,
um,
I think that's
but
a really good place to use it, because as long as you've got the enemy team, even if they're not like right on top of each other, as long as you can see them, right?
yeah, yep,
You can spread the shots out across them all and take them all out.
yeah, and
yep,
with that, in regards to, although yes,
If
it's tracking, there is a degree of skill to it.
Yeah,
Positioning
and with that,
yourself in
you
the
could
perfect place to fire.
get yourself in the place where you can see them. take a route to that place. That means they're not just going to snipe you before you fire your shot off.
Yeah. Yep. That's right. That's right. Those would be my votes, and I know they would never do this, but I would love to see Gallahorn come back myself.
I do,
But
I do
know,
like, I do
just
like
to have it
how
in
the
my
end.
vault.
I do like at the end of this article, instead of filling vault space, it goes on about the couple of the exotics, feedback to make exotics worth grinding once again, and then or at least actually using them instead of just filling vault space. And then he says, still, DMG's comment proves that Bungie is listening. I love that. The implications of that, just that line alone, is hilarious.
Yeah.
Well,
Right.
that line is sort of still riffing on that old thing, isn't it? Bungie says they're listening, but they're not really. It's been going since what, like before Destiny 2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
What,
I honestly, I honestly think
years.
they care a whole lot about what the community says. But I think we're so deep in this video game now to where any small little tweak that we think needs to be changed automatically, they can't just up and do it because of the after effects it would have on every. It's kind of like a ripple effect is the way I like to look at it. So they make one little change, then it ripples throughout the whole entire video game. So I think that's why they're a little timid on making changes automatically. Yeah.
I think evidence.
Said that
well, I was gonna say evidence to that point is Beyond Light. They changed what part of the engine managed the AI, right? So that a smarter portion of the engine. So rather than just knowing, oh well, there's a group of enemies in here, let's have them fight the Guardian. Now, since Beyond Light, it's more in depth in that it knows each individual unit in a squad of Fallen, for instance, and where to place them in a best position to fight the Guardian at hand. Do you know what I mean? That's why we ended up with overflowing spawns of taken scions in Prophecy. That's why we ended up with the teleporting bosses and shit. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
which they're still now 6 months, 7 nearly. Months later, they're still fixing those problems. They're still fixing the teleporting mini bosses and stuff. Do you know what I mean? So, to your point,
and even though even though I'm one of the guys too, man. I say that, but then there's still stuff like, oh my gosh, y'all been knowing about this for 2.5 years. Why is this still not fixed? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I try to always keep that mindset because it would drive me up the wall if I didn't. So, I try to, stay positive with it because a lot of the changes they have made, I look at when Destiny 2 first released and the crapshoot that turned into of how awful the gunplay was in that game when it first launched compared to what it is now. It feels a lot more like D1 and the good parts of D1.
Yeah.
Then they entered in stasis, which created a whole nother, alternative of issues that, they have recently, fixed, made worse. That just depends on who you talk to, really. But,
they have really started to get a handle on the process of like making a big change and then making a lot of small refinements to it.
Correct. I agree.
And they don't. Bungie used to, basically turn around and go with regards to a gameplay standpoint, because I know where you were trying to segue to, Kit, and we'll go and get into that in a minute. But they used to basically go, okay, let's release, like, kind of like they did with Stasis in a way. They used to say, okay, let's release this thing, and then it would be like at the top of the spectrum, overpowered, yeah. And people would go, oh, this thing's overpowered. It's ruining this, and this. And Bungie would go, okay, let's move the needle. Wabam! instantly fucking nerfed, and it's
Yeah.
basically not used. They've got better in a gameplay standpoint in just moving that needle very, very slightly, instead of just
Yep.
going from 0 to 100 real quick. Do you know what I mean? And so
Yep.
speaking on
Yep.
gameplay standpoint, there is a streamer that goes by the name of Hoplite, or Hoplite Plays, member of she was, I assume she's probably still is, but maybe has left a more prominent position within Raid Secrets. She is now joining the team at Bungie as the gameplay specialist for Witch Queen.
Cool.
Obviously, she's been let know that she can still stream, but she wants to give it 110%. So, you know, she will probably be like taking a hiatus, so to speak. She's gonna do somewhere in here. I think she says something about she'll do 1 or 2 streams before she actually goes, just to say, you know, goodbye to her community for the time being. And we wish them, they pronouns. I can see that she's got she, they in there, so trying to be respectful, but we wish her the best, you know, in potentially making the game better for all of us, because you think about it, this is what Bungie have done with regards to like Cosmo, DMG, even Siege back in the day with like the Halo games. They were all community members that Bungie hired. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
It's why those 3 guys became Cosmo, DMG, and Deej. They all became community managers because they were part of the community originally. So they were that segue.
Yeah.
So maybe now you got someone who's not a community manager but is a gameplay specialist going in and working and has a tie to the community. She has ties to all these streamers. And
she's been down
you know.
in it, man. You know, what we call in the weeds, if you will.
Yeah.
Of playing the game day in, day out. She's seeing how people react to stuff, communities, how they're reacting to it.
So I think I saw this.
That's pretty awesome.
I personally saw this as like a win for the Destiny community in general.
Yeah, agreed. I agree with that, man. And I think the more they not necessarily put people on the payroll, but you know, allow people to come test out all their new stuff that they're doing. Like I know, I can't remember, it may have been in D2 stuff, but you know, they invited Glad and all those big time content creators for them.
Yeah, they do summits.
Into their studio.
Community summits, yeah.
Yeah, they do community summits periodically. They've done one recently, but it's obviously
you're
online.
only going to get better by doing that. You know what I mean? Like listening to the people that are playing your game, that are having success playing your game, but then also that, you know, do all of these different walkthroughs and all these different things like that, you know, where they're grinding and playing this thing dry, if you will. So that's good. I think I take that as a big win there for sure.
But yeah, so long story short, I believe going forward from Witch Queen and onwards, we are going to see however long Destiny lasts, you know, because obviously right now we know about Witch Queen, we know about Lightfall, then we know about another expansion that they basically said is coming after Lightfall, but they haven't given it a name. Obviously, prior to Beyond Light, with the announcements that came out for Beyond Light, we knew about Beyond Light, Witch Queen, and Lightfall. And Lightfall is maybe not even the title as well, because it was originally, and probably still is, like a working title. They want to give us something to call it. And I wouldn't be surprised if when we get all of the hype start kicking up for Witch Queen, probably around, you know, November, December, January, depending on when it actually releases next year. Like a month or two beforehand. I wouldn't be surprised if they announce what the actual name for Lightfall is whether it's being called Lightfall or it's being called something else, and then the other expansion after that we get some sort of like code name for. That wouldn't surprise me. And then whether after that final expansion there that we know about right now, Destiny cuts off and they go on to like Destiny 3, or they go on to a different completely different IP, so be it. But Bungie, no one can ever turn around and say that Bungie has not tried to do their best. What you got to think about as well, I'm guilty of saying, oh, Bungie needs to do this and Bungie needs to do that because it'll make the game better. Blah, blah, blah. I'm guilty of that. But what we got to all remember is that Bungie isn't just catering to a few thousand streamers on Twitch, or a few thousand people that have been to community, like a couple of hundred people that have been community summits, or the 2,000 people that, like, in fact probably more than that, that find themselves in Glad's chat. Do you know what I mean? Like, they are catering to hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of players across the world that won't all agree with what we think is the best course of action. So to give an example, my example for Outbreak Perfected, the little buff that we were on about, someone somewhere may think, no, that's fucking atrocious. You stated that you think it needs a buff, Chris. This person might think, no, it's perfectly fine where it is. Do you know what I mean? Like, so we've got to be mindful that they're trying to make the changes that they see being the best for the community and the game as a whole, rather than just this select number of people. So
you're exactly right, man.
But I do believe, like
I
do believe, like you said, with someone like Hoplite going in as a gameplay specialist, and being in the thick of it, you know, playing the game day in, day out, and knowing what people enjoy, what people don't. I think overall we are going to get a better game from Witch Queen onwards. I believe, I firmly believe that. So
yeah, I agree.
A huge W for Hoplite, and I think a huge W for the community as a whole. And if Bungie for some reason sees this podcast, thank you, and keep like more kind of things coming. If people are qualified for roles like this, bring them in. Because I think personally, and I'll let you two chime in with this in a minute, but like, personally, I think it would be better for Bungie to recruit people that are qualified, that play the game to a crazy amount, like someone like Hoplite, than to like maybe go to Activision Blizzard and pull one of their developers. Do you know what I mean? That maybe has had experience with Destiny back when it was on Battle.net, and obviously was tied to Activision, but they don't maybe play the game. Do you know what I mean? Because a gameplay specialist that comes over from, say, Overwatch isn't going to have the same knowledge and mentality as someone like Hoplite, who maybe is qualified. I don't know what qualifications that she has with regards that makes her qualified for this role, but obviously she's qualified enough for them to hire her. But then also, obviously, she's a avid player of the game, to the point where she streams it as well. So I do believe more hiring from within the Destiny community rather than the developer community, if you want to call it that, is better, because there might be a few people that have maybe even gone out their way to get qualifications in their chosen field, whether it's, you know, graphics, like art style fucking designer with regards to concept art, whether it's, you know, model designer with regards to modeling armor and stuff, or enemies. They might have gone out and got those qualifications because they've enjoyed Destiny so much and they want to work for Bungie on the game they love. Do you know what I mean? So I think more potential for recruitment within the Destiny community is perfect. rather than pulling from other developers and studios, if you will. Also, it means if they've literally just got the qualification and they're not properly like trained to a standard that Bungie would like, Bungie can train them themselves and basically make them the perfect Bungie employee. Do you know what I mean? Kind of like you wouldn't want to go work for McDonald's and be qualified under Burger King. Do you know what I mean? Because McDonald's is going to have different ways of doing things than Burger King. There will be certain similarities in the way they do things, but yeah. So like, I think overall, perfect, and more like I said, more hirings from the community in general. Not just saying, oh, we'll give raid designer to the world's first race just because they won the world, they won the race. Don't give raid designers to them. Like, actually have them be on paper qualified as well. Or if you think they're somebody that could potentially be on paper qualified, offer them some sort of scholarship. Like, but yeah, I don't know whether you two have any thoughts
I
on
think
that.
I think it just depends on what the task is at hand. What is it that you are needing them to accomplish? If it gets into all the technicalities of graphic design, videography, game design, different things like that, of course you're going to want somebody that's skilled, which is where you would probably pull from the developer side of stuff. But you better make sure that they're able to catch your culture, if that makes sense. So like they're able to, exactly what you're saying, Bungie can get in there, help them adapt to their culture. No, we create games like this and this. But then on the flip side, I think game direction and help with how to build things that communicate with the community better. I think you need some type of people employee coming in that is familiar with how the community responds, not only with new things that come out, but also how have they responded when we've done stuff we've went in this direction before. Somebody that is very in tune with that. And I think you can only find some of that with people, like I was saying, like Hoplite, that's down in it, that she was there when we did the big public event that happened, with the big war mine shooting, the almighty out of the sky. I was there when
Hey,
my
Jimmy.
community went nuts over that, and this is how it made us feel. And so adding just that realness into it and creating more stuff like that to where, the community can engage in a deeper level. I think having both ends of the spectrum, you can't ever have enough of that.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so for anybody who, I'll just, before we go on to the TWAB, anybody who is like tuning in a little late on the live side, or anybody who's wondering why you haven't heard Miss KK talk, I have since had a response from her like 10-15 minutes ago, saying basically I was like, just hop in the waiting room before we started, and obviously that's what the one that Chris responded to and then did hop in the waiting room. And she responded just saying, shit dude, I've been knocked out from this vaccine shot. She got the vaccine for COVID today, so hopefully she feels better soon. Obviously she is a member of the Just Wipe It fam. I just put back it's okay, so
Yes,
hey, and
wish you
Five
well,
coming
Miss
in with
KK, for sure.
Five's coming in with the emotes. Oh, and Jimmy's just let us know in the chat, for anybody who's watching elsewhere, not Twitch, that it's her second dose as well, so fully vaccinated.
That one's usually.
Yeah, that's usually the one that hits you like a truck. But yeah, so let's move on to the TWAB right now, real quick. Obviously, we're not expecting this one to be too meaty, but they are covering a few of the, from the looks of things, a few of the submissions for the the submissions for the fashion show with regards to Season of Splicer. As it says
Not a
here,
fan of those, by the way. I've seen better.
Yeah,
so far.
I've seen a few that are better. But yeah, Someone says, so it says here, if you want to make a Twitter post or Instagram post, hashtag Splice a Fashion Show to enter. Submissions must be received by June 13th, which is this Sunday, I believe. Let's have a look. Yep, this Sunday. So if you're watching on YouTube, you've missed it. But other than that, get them in quick.
Yeah.
Challenged in the way of the old. So outfits on everything. We also need stats to back up your style. High stat armor from raid challenges. We're rolling out for Vault of Glass next week. If you decide to take the plunge, day one or watch the action online, you'll be familiar with how to complete these challenges, but proper execution is still key. Why make things harder than they need to be? Because more risk equals more rewards. Whichever encounter has its challenge mode active each week will reward an additional chest. If you are successful, good luck. So basically exactly how challenges work nowadays. With regards to DSC and Garden and Last Wish. Then obviously this week they did the introduction of women at Bungie. So obviously they've done previously like Pride, LBG. I always forget the letters in order. So they've done the Pride at Bungie. So LBGTQIA, I believe, is the lettering. I haven't got it in front of me to read like I did last time I mentioned it. So obviously that covered a bunch of people that are non-binary, cis, straight, whatever. That covered a couple of people working at Bungie that have, essentially those are part of that community. Then you had the Black at Bungie, which is, I believe that was the way they phrased it, wasn't it? Which was all to do with obviously raising awareness with regards to Black Lives Matter and stuff like that. So you can see, in fact, you know what? I know it's in this section of the article, so I was reading this earlier. Black at Bungie and trans at Bungie. That was it, not just not the whole LGBTQIA community. It was trans at Bungie and Black at Bungie. So now they're doing women at Bungie. Basically just trying to be more inclusive to more portions of the workforce and obviously community as a whole. So always a big support for stuff like that personally, because as we've said in past episodes when we've discussed BLM and trans and Asian lives also mattering and stuff like that, like basically whenever we've talked upon topics like this with I think we talked about it with Ghost Possum, we talked about it with Solidus Lee and a couple of other guests. We've always said, myself, I've always said, and everybody's obviously echoed it, is we are all human, we should deserve to be treated as such. And to be honest, I even then I don't know whether that's the correct way to phrase that, because of the fact that there are pansexuals and a couple of them that don't necessarily identify as a certain. I always get confused and confuddled, so I'd love to one of the things we want to do as part of the podcast was have somebody on that is from the LGBTQIA community. So let's blast on through this so we can get done. Enough of me fucking chattering on about that at least, but I just want to make sure obviously we all are inclusive in our portions of the community on Twitch. So then we obviously got GCX. They're revealing the emblem that you get for collecting all of this hidden ghosts that they've got going on in the space station that they're doing this year for GCX. And then there's charity donations emblem, and you'll also get, for every donation entered, $7 or more, exactly $7 even, you'll get entered into a prize draw for some awesome collectibles. One of which is this Eris Morn statue, and I believe it is signed by Moira Godeman or something, I think is the voice actor's name. Guardians Assemble. Good news for everybody who likes riffs and pants. Boots of the Assembler will be returning to their release functionality with a little bit extra as well. On release, there was an issue with the exotic that would cause crashes due to a large number of rifts and noble seekers being created. As a stopgap measure, the perk was changed to prevent those crashes without disabling the exotic, while engineering a fix. So it wasn't nerfed, it was just tuned until they could fix it.
Yep. And now that they have, they've put it back to normal. Oh, and the fix that they did to make Empire and Noble Seekers work properly is still in, because that was just a fix.
Yeah. And then Crown Splitter Deleter. Apparently. Something about player support. Known issues. The Golden Gun change clarification. There was a bug in 3.0.0. That unintentionally extended the range of 6-shooter, and we fixed it in but failed to mention it in the 3.2.0 patch notes. 6-shooter now works as it did before 3.0.0, as listed in the 2.7.0 patch notes. If you want to go and see how that works, then go and read that. Known issues. Continue investigating known issues. Help forums. Submit any known issues. Killing an oppressive mind too quickly and expunge Tartarus. Activity blocks the activity completion. Yeah, we saw Noto's, a member of the Just Wipe It crew, tweet something out about this. Me and Otis. Basically, don't Missile Titan the boss of this expunge, because it will just get you stuck in the mission. Glory ranks Manka TOS. Glory rank system is not working as intended. Player goes to place, yeah. No dialogue audio for the strike on inverted spire. Bloody hell, I'm struggling to speak. Players can't hear oracle sound if they're performing a finisher in the Vault of Glass raid.
Oh, that is true.
Yeah, that is kind of weird. Continue investigating PC performance issues and Beagle issues of appearing on PS5. While we investigate, playing the PS4 version or moving Destiny 2 installation to an external SSD and back to the PS5 may temporarily alleviate this error. So, I always like it when they do things like that and give temporary fixes that they know about. So then obviously we go on to movie of the week. Somebody did a render of Insurrection Prime dancing. That's kind of funny. Might have to go and watch that. And then after the controversy of quick swapping, someone turned around and went, well, you think that it's only available to those on M&K? Yeah, no, I can do it on controller. And so he proved the point by showing it off as a video. And then we go down to Artists of the Week. These are fucking great. I'm guessing that's supposed to be like Korea, as there is a video from Mylan Games and from My Name is Bife showing that at the beginning of the season, the first story mission, if you turn around right as you're about to get teleported out, you will see Korea, what we assume is Korea, spawn in, because it's a taken Hydra that's huge. So I'm assuming this is an artist's rendition of it. But yeah, so. And then there was a little bit of a video put out earlier today, which was a bit of a Vex beat, as it says there, Vex Way beat to vibe to, and then obviously you've got the blocks from Expunge
video,
and
yeah.
stuff. Yeah. So if you want to go and listen to that, go ahead and do that. Alright. 5 weeks, 5 updates to the game. I want to give a shout out to people that put in the work to get the hotfix out every week. Yeah, shout out to the developers that work in, so hard to get this sorted and get things fixed for us players. I don't think we give them enough credit a lot of the time. So, okay, do you want to lead the ending thing, Kit, and I will pull up the live channels thing that I've got going on as usual.
Yep. Right, yeah. Thanks anyone who's here for watching, coming in live. If you're watching on YouTube, thanks for watching. If you listened on the platforms, thanks for listening. ICrisCross. Anyway. Thanks for coming on and talking to us today.
Yeah, man, it's been a absolute pleasure, man. Thank you guys so much for all you do, and again, opening up a platform for people to come in and share, man. It's been a huge honor, so I appreciate it.
Yeah, I just want to echo that. It's been really fun. It's been a little more down to the wire than usual this week, and having a good conversation to go along with it has really helped smooth things out a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So one of the things that we do ask as well, Chris, is if you were to be asked to come on a podcast again, would you want to come back on? And then how you were we were supposed to have Miss KK feature on this one with you. Is there anyone that you would like to feature on with, or would like to see on the podcast on their own individual episode, if you will?
Oh gosh, man. Yeah, first of all, man, you guys just say jump and I'll say how high. I had a blast doing this. So that definitely would be a yeah. I would love to see Five Club on here at some point.
He's been
The
on
dude's
with
got an
he's been on with
amazing.
Otis, but we haven't had him on a single episode, and we have had Otis
Yeah,
on
man.
by himself. So maybe we should get Five back on again.
Yeah, Five.
For
If you
solo.
guys haven't had Jimmy on yet, which you may have as well, but
No, we haven't.
I'm
Yet.
telling you guys, the brains these guys have when it comes to PvE, putting things together, making, doing raids. All man, I've learned so much through both of them, and Otis and Dunes as well. But those guys are next level, man. So if you guys need raid help, anything like that, man, they're my go-to guys. I call them on. So.
Alright. So funny. Stop! I'm blushing. Notice that's in chat. But yeah, we have got a bunch of the Just Wipe It crew on the list. Obviously, I tweeted out the list the other week, and I think you liked it and said I'm hyped and thanks for having me on the list, sort of thing. I think I think I'm paraphrasing what you said, but you said something along those lines.
That sounds about right. That sounds about like something I would say. Yeah.
But yeah, I echo what Kit said. In a sense of thanks for coming on. Obviously, we will have Miss KK on at some point. So just for anybody who is still here, and on YouTube, you can see, here's a profile. I did have it open in case she did manage to make it, but obviously with the vaccine, it's kind of knocked her out. So we'll have to get her another time. Maybe we could run an episode with her and Gigi, and do I do believe they're the only two female streamers in the clan, right? So maybe we can do that. But we're also obviously planning on doing a clan episode, so you will see a bunch of the guys in there. So we're just trying to like finalize I need to talk me and Kit basically, but obviously Kit's working
About
like,
how we're gonna
how we're gonna do it
that.
and
Like,
stuff.
we're gonna like sort of rotate through people, or we're just gonna have it sort of interrupt and ruin people.
I don't exactly want to do what we normally do, which is, you know, pick out a bunch of topics, then get everybody in like talking about the topics, because we will end up going on for hours on end. I think the best thing we've sort of come to at the moment is, it is like something I put in our clan chat was, come in, explain who you are, whether you stream or not, because I don't just want the streamers that are in the clan to come in on the clan episode. I do want like other people who don't stream. And then whether you stream or not, how you got here, you know, in the clan, you know, how you found the guys and stuff, whether you've been here since day one, and you know, what your goals are within the clan, whether you want to help the clan help people through raids or stuff, whether you want to help those that do stream build it into like a stream team or whatever, like, do you know what I mean? That sort of question and answer regards people within the clan. So but yeah, we'll let Chris get off, because as I just seen in the chat, he's got to head on over to church. So again, thank you very much, Chris, for joining us, and we'll see you on the next one.
Yeah,
Anybody
guys, it was
is tuning in.